Shalom Allison with Stan Nelson, Tuxedos Thorpe, and Bill Nicholson Jr. Legitimate Power, Mike Doyle. Arbor Cold Town with Jody Hennessy, English Colony with Wally Hennessy, and Roz and N with Steve Mason. Here they come. They're off. Tuxedos Thorpe is on the front, and English Colony quickly goes to the top with Shalom Allison racing a second. Roz and N drives up on the outside, racing on the third. Legitimate Powers racing a fourth. Arbor Cold Town fifth. Tuxedos Thorpe trailing still off stride. Up the backstretch now they go racing on to the quarter, and it is English Colony out by two. Shalom Allison racing a second. Roz and N is on the outside third. Legitimate Powers on the rail of fourth. Arbor Cold Town is fifth. Tuxedos Thorpe pacing is trailing the field as they go racing out by the quarter, and they were by that marker 31 and 4 around the top turn. English Colony a length and a half. Shalom Allison is second. Roz and N rushing up on the outside, comes now to second as they leave the 3/8. They swing for home, or for the half, and it is English Colony and Roz and N. Roz and N comes up on the outside. He takes the lead as they come to the half. Roz and N, English Colony, and Shalom Allison. Up on the outside to second, English Colony, Legitimate Power, and Arbor Cold Town. And Tuxedo Thorpe trailing, and they were by the half in 103 and 1. Round the turn, they drive on to the 5/8. Roz and N on the inside. Shalom Allison up on the outside. They're battling neck and neck. English Colony has third. Legitimate Power drives fourth. Arbor Cold Town is fifth. Going to the 3/4, Shalom Allison moves out now by a length with Roz and N racing a second. English Colony third. Legitimate Power fourth. Arbor Cold Town fifth. Tuxedos Thorpe in the front again. 1:35 and 2 by the 3/4. Around the top turn, Shalom Allison. Roz and N is second. English Colony third. That Arbor Cold Town, Legitimate Power, they swing for home. Shalom Allison with Roz and N coming on again. Shalom Allison, Roz and N, English Colony, and here they are at the wire. It is tight, too tight to call. Shalom Allison, Roz and N, English Colony, and Arbor Cold Town, and the time for the mile, 2:06 and 2. In the photo for when we parade number 6, Roz and N. Bay Pace and gelding 8 years, Biscottish Hanover from Queen Carol, owned by Milton Downey of St. John, trained and driven by Steve Mason. If he's declared the winner, he'll get a new win race record of 2:6 and 2, and also in the photo number 1, Shalom Allison. A Bay Pacing horse 5 years, but Tarport Irvin out of Trixie Dancer. Owned by Bruce Hanson of St. Stephen and Dr. Brian Phillips of Oromocta, trained and driven by Stan Nelson. And the result of the third race, now official. Shalom Allison was second. Tuxedos Thorpe, 6th. Legitimate Power was 5th. Arbor Cold Town, 4th. English Colony was 3rd, and Roz and N, your race winner. Times the quarter 31 and 4, the half 1:03 and 1, 3/4 1:35 and 2, and the mile 2:06 and 2. Stretch your field of 8. Jim and I Jewel with Tom Mason, Glenn Luster with Steve Downey, Good Tracy and Ronnie Gass, Glengale Galaxy with Lonnie Stokes, Lady Tricia with Bill Nicholson Jr., Repeat Power with Mike Doyle, Spin and Dandy, Wally Hennessy, Riverview Boy, Wayne Sprague. Here they come. They're off and from the outside, Glengale Galaxy, Lady Tricia, then up on the inside, Jim and I Jewel. They're 3 wide, and Lady Tricia's on the run. It is Jim and I Jewel and Glengale Galaxy driving up second, winging a 4, and he takes the lead. Glengale Galaxy, Jim and I Jewel. Glenn Luster's racing 3rd. Good Tracy his 4th. Repeat Power is 5th, and Spin and Dandy, Riverview Boy, Lady Tricia trails as they race to the quarter. Glengale Galaxy pacing on top. He leads a length with Jim and I Jewel racing a 2nd. They were by the opening quarter, 30 3/5. Around the top turn, Glengale Gal Galaxy, Gemini Jewel up tight second, Glenn Luster his third, Good Tracy is a fourth, then Repeat Power, Spinnin' Dandy, Riverview Boy, and Lady Tricia. Through the stretch they come driving on to the half. Pacing out on top of his Gal Galaxy, he has the best of it, a length and a half. Then Gemini Jewel a second, Glenn Luster drives third, Good Tracy out moving fourth, Repeat Power up on the inside is fifth. They were by the half, 102. Then it is a Spinnin' Dandy, Riverview Boy, Lady Tricia, racing to the 5/8. It is Gal Galaxy, a length and a quarter, Gemini Jewel and Glenn Luster driving up a third, going on. Good Tracy goes to fourth, Repeat Power is fifth, and Spinnin' Dandy, Riverview Boy on to the 3/4. Gal Galaxy by a length, Glenn Luster outside racing second. They were by the 3/4. 133 and 4 around the top turn. Gal Galaxy, Gemini Jewel racing a second, Glenn Luster driving a third, Repeat Power is fourth, Good Tracy, Spinnin' Dandy swings wide. They come swinging home. It is Gal Galaxy, Gemini Jewel is racing second, Good Tracy up on the outside. Outside of him, Spinnin' Dandy. It is Gal Galaxy, Gemini Jewel. They're tight neck and neck. Here they are at the wire. Gal Galaxy, Gemini Jewel, Good Tracy. They'll need a photo for the rest, and the time for the mile, 2:05. And parading now in the photo for win, first off, number 4, Gal Galaxy, brown pacing horse 4, but brightest star from Trotwood Jill. On by Shirley Davidson and Susan Martin of St. John, trained by Art Davidson. Lottie Stokes gets driving. And number 1, Gemini Jewel, a brown pacing mare 5 years by Widows Judd from Harvey's Jewel. Owned by the Clonmel Stables of St. John, trained by Don Galbraith, Tom Mason driving. Time for the mile was 2:05. And the result of the 8th race is now official. Gemini Jewel dead heating for first. Glenn Luster was 6th. Good Tracy was 3rd. Gal Galaxy dead heating for first. Lady Tricia was 8th. Repeat Power 5th. Spinnin' Dandy was 4th. Riverview Boy was 7th. The race times the quarter 30 3/5. The half was in 1:02. 3/4 1:33 and 4, and the time for the mile 2:05. Well, it's been a great day at EPR for taking pictures. This is our 3rd dead heat of the afternoon. Earlier we had one for Shaw, and then we had a dead heat for first, and now we've got another one dead heat for first. This is in our feature. Number 4, Gemini Jewel at the bottom of your screen. Gal Galaxy, or rather number 4, Gal Galaxy at the top of your screen. And number 1, Gemini Jewel. They hit the wire together. A dead heat for win in 2:05. Also showing in the picture there is 3, Good Tracy. And on the very bottom of your screen is Spinnin' Dandy. Another dead heat, a good day for taking pictures. Let's go with race 9. He's Flirt with Ivan Davies, Champ Firo, Lottie Stokes. Power, Jimmy with Elmore White. Just a little extra with Ronnie Gass. Sharon Power with Mike Doyle. Here they come. They're off High Fly, the leader, but Jackpot Winner goes for it and takes it on the outside. Jackpot Winner with High Fly racing up on the inside. They're neck and neck. Jackpot Winner leads on the outside. High Fly racing is second. Champ Firo is third. Power Jimmy fourth. Midwatch Melody is racing a fifth, and they're up the backstretch. Then it is Colin Sealster racing out in front. Jackpot Winner leads by 2.5. High Fly racing is second. Champ Firo third. Power Jimmy is fourth. Midwatch Melody, Colin Sealster. Just a little extra, Billy's Flirt, and far back Sharon Power. They were by the quarter 31 and 4. Round the top turn, Jackpot Winner cuts it out. Has the best of it by 2. High Fly racing second. Champ Firo is a third. They come by the 3/8 marker, and they're spinning off the top turn through the stretch now. They come racing to the half up front. Jackpot Winner High Fly racing a second, Champ Firo third, Colin Sealster rushing up on the outside. It comes to fourth. Power Jimmy is fifth, and Midwatch Melody, Billy's Flirt just a little extra, and Sharon Power has got the field as they swing into the turn and go racing on to the 5/8. They were by the half, but a 5-1 around the turn. Jackpot winner but two. High Fly racing a second. Colin Sealster driving on. Goes to a third. Then Champ Firo is a fourth. Power Jimmy. Midwatch Melody. Billy's Flirt. Sharon Power just a little extra. On to the 3/4. It is Jackpot winner a length and a half. High Fly racing second. Colin Sealster third. 1:37 3 by the 3/4 and into the top turn. Jackpot winner now but two. High Fly racing a second. Champ Firo and Colin Sealster neck and neck. Power Jimmy is a fifth. They spring for home. It is Jackpot winner. High Fly racing second. Champ Firo driving third. Colin Sealster. Power Jimmy. It is Jackpot winner and High Fly coming on. Jackpot winner and High Fly, and here they are tight. And the time for the mile, 2:09:02. And we're parading two horses now on the photo for win on the 9th race. First to parade is number 3, Jackpot Winner. Bay pacing caught 3 years by Amberjack from Anna Finesse. Owned, trained, and driven by Bill Doherty of St. John. And also in the photo number 1, High Fly. Bay pacing gelding, he's 4 years by Major League from Vic's Wick. Owned by Mrs. Barbara Hennessy of St. John, trained and driven by Wally Hennessy. We're waiting for a photo for win, the mile in 2:09:02. And the result of the 9th race is now official. High Fly, your race winner. Midwatch Melody was 7th. Jackpot winner, 2nd. Colin Sealster was 6th. Billy's Flirt was 4th. Champ Firo 3rd. Power Jimmy was 5th. Just a little extra, 9th. And Sharon Power was 8th. Times a quarter, 34 and 4. The half, 1:05 and 1. 3/4, 1:37 and 3. The mile, 2:09 and 2. And there's the photo finish of that 9th race, showing the 1 horse, High Fly, and Wally Hennessy nipping by a whisker the 3 horse, Jackpot Winner and Mo Doherty. The mile in 2:09 and 2. For the 2nd race are now approaching the top of the stretch. We have a field of 7. At the gate, Champ Firo with Lottie Stokes. Asian Senator with Wally Hennessy. Hasty Pick with Ron Robertson. Sharon Power with Mike Doyle. Crafty Star with Charlie Ross. Colin Sealster and Jody Hennessy, and Power Jimmy with Elmore White. A field of 7, and here they come. There off Asian Senator's pacing with the lead up in the outside. Crafty Star challenging for it, and he takes it. It is Crafty Star with Asian Senator racing a 2nd. Now Power Jimmy drives up a 3rd. He's going on to a 2nd. Power Jimmy winging for the lead as they race on by the 8th pole. They go up the backstretch, and Power Jimmy gets to the top, and Crafty Star's racing 2nd on the rail. Asian Senator his 3rd. Champ Firo is 4th. That is Hasty Big Sharon Power, Colin Sealster Ruff as they go by the quarter now, and Power Jimmy holding his lead. It's a length now, and Crafty Star is racing 2nd. They were by the quarter, 33 and 2, racing around the top turn. Power Jimmy with Asian Senator. Our Crafty Star was 2nd, Asian Senator 3rd. They come by the 3/8 marker now and swing on through the stretch. They come driving on to the half. Pacing with the lead, it is Power Jimmy. Up strong on the outside, challenging for the top now. Going to the top, it is Hasty Bick. Hasty Pickett now Power Jimmy and Colin Sealster's on the move up to third. Crafty Star is fourth. Champ Pyro, Asian Senator, Sharon Power. They were by the half and 7. Swinging around the turn, they go racing to the 5/8. The leader is Hasty Pickett and Colin Sealster outside challenging a second. Power Jimmy has third. Champ Pyro driving fourth. Crafty Star is fifth. Asian Senator and Sharon Power going to the 3/4. Hasty Pick and Colin Sealster. Then Power Jimmy, Asian Senator out wide, racing on to third, moving fastest of all. They were by the 3/4, 1:39 and 2. Hasty Pick by ahead. Asian Senator is a strong second. They're neck and neck, and now Asian Senator gets to the top on the outside. They are by the 7/8, and here they come swinging for home. Asian Senator, Hasty Pick and Colin Sealster driving a third. Asian Senator, Hasty Pick, Colin Sealster, 3 of them neck and neck as they come to the wire, and it's going to be Colin Sealster, Asian Senator, Hasty Pick, and Champ Pyro. And the time for that mile to 12 and 3. And parading now, the unofficial winner of the second race. It's number 7, Colin Sealster. Chestnut pacing horse, he's 4 years by Tarport count from Connie's Charm. Owned and trained by Paul Dares of St. John with Jody Hennessy driving. Your unofficial winner to 12 and 3. At the result of the second race, now official. Champ Pyro was 4th. Asian Senator 2nd. Hasty Pick was 3rd. Sharon Power 6th. Brighton Skillet was scratched. Crafty Star was 5th. Colin Sealster, your race winner. Power Jimmy was 7th. And the race times quarter 33 and 2. The half 107. 3/4 1:39 and 2/5. And the time for the mile to 12 and 3. Now our third race is approaching the top of the stretch. We have a field of 8. There's Riverview Boy with Wayne Sprague. Legitimate Power with Mike Doyle. Shalom Allison and Stan Nelson. Laser Scott N with Wally Hennessy. Faldon Lord with Jody Hennessy. Lady Tricia with Bill Nicholson Jr. Rosin N with Steve Mason and English Colony with Bertie Charlton. A field of 8, and here they come. They're off. Laser Scott goes to the top. Faldon Lord outside of him racing second. Up 3 wide goes Rosin N. He's racing on third. Laser Scott and Rosin N is now second. Riverview Boy moves up on the inside to third. Faldon Lord is racing fourth. Legitimate Power, Lady Tricia. Then Shalom Allison and English Colony, and they race on to the quarter. Going to the top on the outside, it is Rosin N with Laser Scott racing second. Riverview Boy has a third. Faldon Lord is racing fourth. Then Lady Tricia 5th on the outside. Legitimate Power, Shalom Allison. And the trailer is English Colony. And they were by that opening quarter in 30 and 4/5. Round the top turn, Rosin N leads by 2. Laser Scott racing second. Then Riverview Boy is racing third. And they swing off the top turn now. They come driving on through the stretch, racing for the half. Rosin N pacing on top. Laser Scott is racing as second. Riverview Boy 3rd. Faldon Lord is 4th. Lady Tricia on the outside is 5th. Then it is Legitimate Power, Shalom Allison, and English Colony. And they were by the half 103 and 2. And around the turn they go racing to the 5/8. The leader is Rosin N. He's out by 2. Laser Scott is racing as second. Riverview Boy 3rd. Faldon Lord moves up 4th. Legitimate Power, Lady Tricia, Shalom Allison, and English Colony on to the 3/4 now. Rosin N the length and a half, and Laser Scott is second. Faldon Lord has gone to 3rd. Riverview Boy is racing 4th. Legitimate Power, Shalom Allison, Lady Tricia, English Colony 1:36 and 2 by the 3/4. Round the top turn, Rosin N, Laser Scott, Faldon Lord, Riverview Boy. They are at the head of the lane. They swing for home. Rosin N is the leader. Laser Scott racing up a second. Faldon Lord comes on 3rd. It is Rosin N, Laser Scott, Faldon Lord, and here they are at the wire. It is Rosin N tight for second. Laser Scott, Faldon Lord, end. Shalom Allison gets up for fourth, and the time for the mile, 2:08. And parading now the unofficial winner of the third race, it's number 7, Roseanne. A bay pacing gelding, he's 8 years, by Scottish Hanover from Queen Carol. Owned by Milton Downey of St. John, trained and driven by Steve Mason. The horse gets his 4th win from 5 tries. That's his 3rd in a row, pacing this afternoon in 2:08. The result of the third race is now official. Riverview Boy was 5th. Legitimate Power, 6th. Shalom Allison, 4th. Laser Scott N. was 2nd. Falden Lord was 3rd. Lady Tricia, 7th. Roseanne, your race winner, and English Colony was 8th. The race times, the quarter 30 and 4/5. The half was in 1:03 and 2. 3/4 1:36 and 2, and the mile in 2:08. Well, that Roseanne is Garden Show pace. They're approaching the top of the stretch. We have a field of 6. Glengale Galaxy with John Davidson. Spit and Dandy with Wally Hennessy. Glenn Luster with Steve Mason. Gemini Jewel with Tom Mason. Good Tracy with Ronnie Cass. Repeat Power with Mike Doyle. Here they come. There off Glengale Galaxy steps out, holds the lead, in along the rail with Glenn. Luster up challenging on the outside, and Spit and Dandy is racing 3rd. Repeat Power going up on the outside, racing on from 4th. Then it is Gemini Jewel. Good Tracy trails. By the 8th and on to the quarter now, Glengale Galaxy by 2. Glenn Luster's gone to the rail. He's racing as 2nd. Repeat Power drives on to 3rd. Spit and Dandy's racing 4th. Gemini Jewel is 5th. Good Tracy trails as they race on by the quarter with Glengale Galaxy the leader. Repeat Power now 2nd on the outside. Glenn Luster is racing a 3rd. They were by the quarter, 31 and 1. Around the top turn, they come to the 3/8 pole, and they're racing by it now. It is Glengale Galaxy with Repeat Power Park challenging a 2nd. Glenn Luster's racing a 3rd. Then it is Spit and Dandy, Gemini Jewel, Good Tracy trails. They come to the half, and Glengale Galaxy holding his lead with Repeat Power up and at him on the outside park, hanging 2nd, and through the mud. They were by the half, 1:01 and 4. Round the turn they go to the 5/8. Glengale Galaxy, Repeat Power hangs 2nd. Glenn Luster's locked in 3rd. Spit and Dandy's outside 4th, and swinging out 3 wide and going on now. Spit and Dandy goes to 3rd. Spit and Dandy derives 4. He is now 2nd, but it's Glengale Galaxy, Spin and Dandy. Glenn Luster up on the inside to 3rd. Gemini Jewel 3 wide is racing 4th. Repeat Power 5th, and Good Tracy 1:34 and 1 by the 3/4. Around the top turn they come to the 7/8, and Glengale Galaxy leads now by 2. They hit the head of the lane, and they come swinging a 4 home. Pacing on top, it is Glengale Galaxy. A battle royal for 2nd. It is tight for 2nd. It's Spin and Dandy on the outside, Gemini Jewel, but it's going to be Glengale Galaxy. Glenn Luster for 2nd. Here they are, Glengale Galaxy, Glenn Luster, Gemini Jewel, Spin and Dandy tight between Repeat Power and Good Tracy. And the time for the mile, 2:06 and 2. And parading now, the unofficial winner of the 9th race, the St. John Home and Garden Show pace. It's number 1, Glengale Galaxy. A proud pacing horse. He's 4 by Brightest Star from Trotwood Jill. Owned by Shirley Davidson and Susan Martin of St. John. Trained by Art Davidson with John Davidson driving. The horse gets his 5th win from 6 tries this year. That's his 4th in a row. Pacing through the mud this afternoon in 2:06 and 2. And now Mr. Hodges Ham from the Home and Garden Show, presenting the colored cooler to Glengale Galaxy. Now the result of the 9th race, now official. Glengale Galaxy, your race winner. Spin and Dandy was 4th. Glenn Luster 2nd. Gemini Jewel was 3rd. Good Tracy was 5th. Repeat Power was 6th. Times the quarter, 31 and 1. The half, 1:01 and 4. 3/4, 134 and 1. The mile in 2:06 and 2. On the rail, Shalom Allison with Stan Nelson. Then Laser Scott in with Wally Hennessy. Lady Tricia with Bill Nicholson Jr. Falden Lord with Jody Hennessy, and Legitimate Power with Mike Doyle. Here they come. There, off and Laser Scott takes the early lead. Outside of him, Falden Lord is challenging. Then Shalom Allison's on the rail third. Lady Tricia's racing fourth. Legitimate Power trails fifth on the rail, and they swing around the turn. They're by the eighth, and it's up the backstretch going to the quarter. Laser Scott the leader, a length and a half. Falden Lord is second. Shalom Allison has third. Lady Tricia's racing fourth. Legitimate Power has fifth. They go to the quarter. Laser Scott now but two. Falden Lord is second. Shalom Allison third. Lady Tricia racing fourth. Legitimate Power trailing fifth. And they're by the quarter, 30 and 3, and Legitimate Power's on the run around the top turn. Laser Scott a length and a half now. Falden Lord is second. Shalom Allison third. Lady Tricia's fourth. Legitimate Power trail still on the run. Through the stretch now, they come driving on to the half. The leader, Laser Scott. Falden Lord is second. Shalom Allison third. Lady Tricia is fourth, and Legitimate Power out of contention as they go racing out by the half and 3 and 2, and they swing into the turn and go driving on to the 5/8. The leader is Laser Scott with Falden Lord sitting pretty second. Shalom Allison racing third. Then Lady Tricia, they're by the 5/8 now, and it's up the backstretch. On to the 3/4. Laser Scott a length and a quarter. Falden Lord that goes. Shalom Allison driving third. Lady Tricia's racing fourth. They go to the 3/4. Laser Scott the leader. Falden Lord racing second. Shalom Allison driving third. By the 3/4 in 1:35 and around the top turn. Laser Scott a length and a quarter. Falden Lord racing is second, still with cover. They hit the head of the lane and come swinging for home. It is Laser Scott. Here comes Falden Lord out to challenge. Shalom Allison driving up third. Laser Scott and Falden Lord, they're neck and neck right to the wire, and here they are. It is tight. Laser Scott and Falden Lord. Then Shalom Allison, Lady Tricia, and Legitimate Power. The time for the mile, 2:05 and 3. In the photo for win, number 2, Laser Scott and a bay pacing gelding 7. He's by Dancer George from Rubina Peterson. On by Frankie Fried of Charlottetown, trained by Jody Hennessy with Wally Hennessy driving. And at number 4, Falden Lord. A bay pacing gelding, he's 7, but Flying Lord from Peerless Yankee. Owned by Clarence Reed of Charlottetown, trained and driven by Jody Hennessy. Time for the mile to 5 and 3, and we're waiting for a photo for win. The result of the third race is now official. Shalom Allison was third. Laser Scott in was second. Lady Tricia fourth. Falden Lord, your race winner, and Legitimate Power was fifth. At the times, the quarter 30 and 3/5. The half 103 and 2. 3/4 135, and the mile in 2:05 and 3. Field of 6, and we have Rosin with Steve Mason, Good Tracy with Ronnie Cass, Spinnin' Dandy with Wally Hennessy, Gemini Jewel with Tom Mason, Repeat Power with Mike Doyle, Glengale Galaxy with John Davidson. A field of 6, and here they come. Clear off, and Rosin takes the lead on the inside. Gemini Jewel drives up on the outside, racing on the second, swinging around the turn. Rosin pacing on top. Gemini Jewel up and at him on the outside, lapped at him now. They're by the 8th, up the backstretch, swinging for the quarter. Rosin. Gemini Jewel up for the lead. She takes it on the outside. Rosin is racing second. Good Tracy third. Repeat Power has a fourth. That has been a Dandy and Glengale Galaxy trailing 6th as they race on by the quarter. They were by the opening quarter in 29 and 2 around the top turn. Gemini Jewel a length and a half. Rosin is racing a second. Then Good Tracy a third. Repeat Power, Spinning Dandy, and Glengale Galaxy trailing as they come to the half. Gemini Jewel the leader. Rosin is racing a second. Then Good Tracy has a third. Coming to the half, it is Gemini Jewel out by 2 lengths. Rosin is second. Then it is Good Tracy. The half is 1 minute and 4/5, and into the turn they go to the 5/8. Gemini Jewel with Rosin racing second. Good Tracy has a third. Repeat Power drives up fourth. Then it is Glengale Galaxy on the outside. Spinning Dandy trails on the rail. Racing to the 3/4. Gemini Jewel with 2. Rosin is second. Repeat Power outside driving on third. Good Tracy's fourth on the rail. Glengale Galaxy 3 wide is racing on fifth at 3/4. 132. Round the top turn, Gemini Jewel and Rosin. Good Tracy, Repeat Power, Glengale Galaxy, Spinning Dandy. They're by the 7/8, and Gemini Jewel still has her lead. Swinging for home, Gemini Jewel and Rosin. Driving up a second. Then Repeat Power, Good Tracy, Glengale Galaxy, Spinning Dandy. Gemini Jewel off stride, and here they are at the wire. Rosin is on the run. Then Good Tracy, and we'll need a photo for show. And the time for the mile, 2:03 and 2, and the inquiry sign goes up. And parading now, the winner of the 8th race at a disqualification, it is number 2, Good Tracy. A bay pacing gelding 6 years by Broadcaster B from Good Morning. All but Barry Dawson of Croppo, Prince Edward Island, trained by Dave Arsenault, with Ronnie Gass driving. The horse getting his 3rd winning trip this season, his fastest and a new season's mark for the park, 2:03 and 2. Good Tracy, the winner, first horse under the line. Rosin was on a break at the wire with Good Tracy, the contending horse, lapped on. And the result of the 8th race now official. Rosin finished first, was placed second, set back for a lap-down break at the finish. Good Tracy finished second, was placed first. Spinning Dandy was 4th. Gemini Jewel was 6th. Repeat Power was 3rd. And Glengale Galaxy was 5th. The time's a quarter, 29 and 2. The half, 1 minute and 4/5. And the 3/4 in 1:32. And the time for the mile, 2:03 and 2, and that's a season's mark for the park. And again, Rosin finished first, was placed second, set back for a lap-down break at the finish. Well, a tough break for a couple of horses means a good break for another. You saw Gemini Jewel making that break just before she hit the wire. She winds up 6th. Then Rosin coming on to finish first, but you see him there, the one horse, off stride on the run at the wire. That, of course, is a no-no in harness racing. And the 2 horse, Good Tracy, lapped on him. So Rosin gets set back. That would have been a new record for him. His record 6 and 2. Would have chopped it by 3 seconds. But Good Tracy, our season's record holder, going in this afternoon with a mile and 2:04 and 2, and he gets credit for this one in 2:03 and 2. And we're all set now for our 7th race. We have a field of 9 approaching the top of the stretch. Highland Hazel with Ronnie Gass, Nippy Namby Wilson Gilmore, Squire Garman with Brian McLean, Defensive Dillon with Doug Falcons, Cherry Twist with Rod Gauguin, America's Favorite and Tony Haig, Diana's Choice with Wally Hennessy, Half Sharp with Gary Vincent, The Trailer is Sharon Power with Mike Doyle. Here they come. They're off. Cherry Twist to the top, then up on the inside, Highland Hazel, America's Favorite, racing 3rd. Nippy Namby up on the inside now, Diana's Choice to 4th. Nippy Namby is 5th in the rail. Then it's Defensive Dillon, Sharon Power. Then Squire Garman and Half Sharp trailing on the outside, and they go up the backstretch racing on to the quarter. Cherry Twist pacing out on top, leads a length at a quarter. Highland Hazel out to challenge now, going up on the outside and takes the lead. Highland Hazel is the leader as they go racing on by the quarter. and Cherry Twist is racing second. They were by the opening quarter, 32 and 3. Round the top turn, Highland Hazel Naba 2. Cherry Twist is second. America's Favorite third. Sharon Power drives a fourth. Diana's Choice fifth on the rail. Outside of her, Defensive Dylan. Then Nippy Namby, Squire Comet, and Half Sharp trailing. They come racing to the half, and Highland Hazel shows the way. Cherry Twist is racing second. Sharon Power comes to third. Then America's Favorite fourth. Defensive Dylan outside with Cavalry's fifth. Then it's Diana's Choice, Nippy Namby, Squire Gorman, Half Sharp. The half is in 5 and 1, and around the turn they go. Driving to the 5/8, Highland Hazel up on the outside. Getting to second now, it is Sharon Power. On the rail, Cherry Twist is third. Defensive Dylan outside with cover fourth. America's Favorite is fifth. Diana's Choice racing sixth. Then it is Nippy Namby, Squire Comet, and Half Sharp as they go racing out by the 3/4, and Cherry Twist gets through on the inside and pacing to the top. 138 and 3, and they're 3 wide into the top turn. Cherry Twist and Sharon Power. Highland Hazel now third. On the outside, Defensive Dylan driving fourth. Diana's Choice, America's Favorite. They get the head of the lane. It is Cherry Twist, Sharon Power. Defensive Dylan driving up strong, coming on. It is Cherry Twist, Defensive Dylan, Sharon Power. At the line, it is Cherry Twist, Defensive Dylan, Sharon Power, and Diana's Choice. And the time for that mile, 2:11 and 4. At the wire now, the unofficial footer of the 7th, it's number 5, Cherry Twist, bay pacing mare 6. She's by Rupert Park out of Cherry Brandy. On before Hughes, Paul Brown, and Ron Chamberlain of St. John, trained and driven by Rod Goga. Cherry Twist gets her first footing trip this season. Tonight, 2:11 and 4. Now the result of the 7th race, Highland Hazel was 6th. Nippy Namby, 5th. Squire Gorman was 8th. Defensive Dylan was 2nd. Cherry Twist, your race winner. America's Favorite, 7th. Diana's Choice was 4th. Half Sharp was 9th. And Sharon Power was 3rd. They were at the quarter, 32 and 3/5. The half, 105 and 1. 3/4, 138 and 3. The mile, 2:11 and 4. And we're all set now for the 8th race. We have a field of 9. There's Glenn Giles Sterling with Danny Hennessy, J.B. Pendle, Stan Nelson, English Colony with Wally Hennessy, Yankee Sealster, Ivan Davies, Arbor Coletown with Jody Hennessy, Glencoe Tyke Guy, Tom Mason, Legitimate Power with Mike Doyle, Hummer Garment and Bill Nicholson, and Peter Starr with John Davidson, and here they come. Clear off, J.B. Pendle is the leader. Yankee Sealster outside challenging. Then Glenn Giles Sterling is 3rd on the rail. Peter Starr is 4th. Legitimate Power outside racing 5th. Swinging around the turn, J.B. Pendle is the leader. Yankee Sealster racing 2nd on the rail now. Glenn Giles Sterling has 3rd. Legitimate Power works up on the outside from 4th. Then Peter Starr is 5th. Hummer Commons on the outside. Then it's English Colony, Arbor Coletown. Glencoe Tyke Guy trails the field, and they were by the opening quarter, 30 and 1/5. Around the top turn, J.B. Pendle alike the Yankee Sealster racing 2nd. Legitimate Power Park drives on 3rd. Glenn Giles Sterling has 4th. Here comes Yankee Sealster out from 2nd as they hit the head of the lane. Driving to the half, J.B. Pendle with the Yankee Sealster up on the outside, coming to the top. Yankee Sealster, but he is parked. Then J.B. Pendle racing 2nd. Legitimate Power 3rd. Glenn Giles Sterling is 4th. They were by the half. 101 and 1. Round the turn, J.B. Pendle, the leader on the inside again. Yankee Sealster on the outside hangs 2nd. Back 3 lengths to Legitimate Power, racing 3rd. Hummer Garment goes to 4th. Glenn Giles Sterling is 5th. There goes Peter Starr moving from 6th. Then English Colony, Glencoe Tyke Guy, and Arbor Coletown. Going to the 3/4, it is J.B. Pendle, a length and a quarter. Yankee Sealster is 2nd. by the 3/4, 132 and 3. Round the top turn, J.B. Pendle now by 2. Yankee Sailster racing second. Legitimate Power coming on again, racing third. Hummer Garment is fourth. Peter Star fifth. English Colony, Arbor Cold Town. Glencoe Tie Guy, Glengall Sterling. Through the lane it is J.B. Pendle with Legitimate Power coming on. So is Peter Star. It is J.B. Pendle at the line. J.B. Pendle, Legitimate Power. Then Peter Star and Hummer Garment was fourth. And the time for the mile, 2:05 and 2. Parading now the unofficial winner of our 8th race. It's number 2, J.B. Pendle, a black pacing gelding. He's 7 years by Ira Lobel from Pendle Witch. He's owned by Dr. Everett Hanson of Oromocto, trained by Frost McDonald with Stan Nelson driving. The horse gets his 3rd winning trip this season, his fastest tonight, 2:05 and 2. The result of the 8th race, Glengall Sterling was 9th, J.B. Pendle, your race winner. English Colony 6th, Yankee Sealster 7th, Arbor Cold Town 5th, Glencoe Tie Guy was 8th, Legitimate Power 2nd, Hummer Garment 4th, Peter Star 3rd. Times a quarter, 30 and 1/5. The half, 1:01 and 1. 3/4, 132 and 3. Time for the mile, 2:05 and 2. Let's see, here they come. They're on flag Sundance quickly to the top. Arowana Hopper outside, racing up a second. Vision of Sin is in behind the leader now, but racing a third. Then Happy Soda has fourth. Oliver Homer going up fifth on the outside. Then it is Sharon Power, and on the outside of her Bold Power, with Glittering Bird trailing as they race on to the backs to the quarter, and Oliver Homer goes on. He's racing third going on. Oliver Homer goes 4, and he's now second. Oliver Homer goes winging 4, and he takes the lead. It is Oliver Homer, the leader now, as they race on by the quarter in 32 and 2. Oliver Homer keeps going. He's out now but 2.5. Flag Sundance racing second. Vision of Sin has a third. Arowana Hopper is fourth on the rail. On the outside, Bold Power, then Happy Soda, Glittering Bird, and Sharon Power trailing him through the stretch. They come to the half. Oliver Homer shows the way. He leads now by 4.5. Then it is Flag Sundance, and then Vision of Sin. Bold Power racing up a fourth. Then it's Arowana Hopper, Happy Soda. Then it's Glittering Bird, and Sharon Power trailing on the rip by the half. 103 and 4. Around the turn they go, driving to the 5/8, and Oliver Homer's out by 5. Then Flag Sundance is second, Vision of Sin third, Arowana Hopper is a fourth. Happy Soda racing up fifth, then Glittering Bird, Bold Power, and Sharon Power. On to the 3/4, Oliver Homer still leading by 5. Flag Sundance is second, Vision of Sin is third, Happy Soda gets to fourth, Arowana Hopper is fifth. They were by the 3/4, 137 and 1. Around the top turn, Oliver Homer now by 4 with Vision of Sin. Coming up on the outside, he gets to second. He's closing in on the leader. The leader is Oliver Homer as they hit the head of the lane and head for home. Oliver Homer with Vision of Sin coming on strong second. Flag Sundance is third. Happy Soda racing fourth. Oliver Homer and Vision of Sin. Now they're neck and neck as they come to the line, and here they are. It is Oliver Homer, Vision of Sin tight. Happy Soda and Flag Sundance. The time for the mile, 2:12 and 3. And we're all set now for the 5th race with the field of 8. Approaching the top of the stretch, English Colony, Bertie Charlton, J.B. Pendle, Stan Nelson, Matchless Winners, Brian Moore. Bayside Quinton, Ronnie Gass, Glengall Cadetta, John Davidson, Ulster Prince with Jody Hennessy, Legitimate Power and Mike Doyle, Daly's Alert with Wally Hennessy, and here they come. They're off, and J.B. Pendle quickly to the top. English Colonies on the run. Bachelor's Winners goes up on the outside, racing second. Ulster Prince is third. English Colony on the run. Then it's Bayside Quinton. Then Daly's Alert, Legitimate Power, Glengall Canada. English Colony has pulled up. And they swing up the backstretch going to the quarter. J.B. Pendle a length. Then Matchless Winners is second. Ulster Prince third. Daly's Alert is fourth. That is Bayside Quinton, Legitimate Power, and Glengal Canada. And English Colony is going the course. The quarter 31-1. Racing around the top turn, J.B. Pendle on top a length and a quarter. Matchless Winners racing is second. Ulster Prince is third. Daly's Alert fourth. That is Bayside Quinton, Legitimate Power, Glengal Canada. Through the stretch, they come racing to the half. And pacing on top of us, J.B. Pendle. Now he's out by 2. Matchless Winners is racing is second. Ulster Prince is third. Then it is Daly's Alert, Bayside Quinton, Legitimate Power, Glengal Canada. They were by the half. 103 and 2, and around the turn they go to the 5/8. Up front and out by 2. J.B. Pendle. Matchless Winners is second. Ulster Prince third. Daly's Alert racing fourth. Bayside Quinton driving a fifth. Then Legitimate Power and Glengal Canada. On to the 3/4. J.B. Pendle out now by 5. Then Matchless Winners. Ulster Prince is driving up a third. Outside of him, Bayside Quinton is racing on to second now. 135 and 3 by the 3/4. J.B. Pendle and Bayside Quinton comes to second. Ulster Prince is racing third. Matchless Winners, Legitimate Power, Daly's Alert. They hit the head of the lane. They swing for home. J.B. Pendle, Bayside Quinton coming to him strong. J.B. Pendle, Bayside Quinton coming on. It is J.B. Pendle, Bayside Quinton. They're neck and neck, and here they are at the wire tight. Looks like maybe Bayside Quinton, J.B. Pendle, Ulster Prince, and then Legitimate Power. And the time for the mile, 2:08 and 3. 2 horses in the photo for Quinn. At the wire now, number 2, J.B. Pendle. Bay gelding 7 by Ira Lobel from Pendle Which, shown by Dr. Everett Hansen of Oromocto, trained and driven by Stan Nelson. And number 4, Bayside Quinton. Black pacing colt 3 by Cloud Cover from Pajama Game. Owned and trained by Cordy Ford of Charlottetown. Ronnie Cass driving. Time for the mile, 8 and 3. We're waiting for a photo. Now the result of the 5th race, now official. English Colony was 8th. J.B. Pendle 2nd. Matchless Winters was 5th. Bayside Quinton, your race winner. Glengal Canada, 6th. Ulster Prince was 3rd. Legitimate Power, 4th. Daly's Alert, 7th. Times a quarter, 31 and 1. The half, 103 and 2. 3/4, 135 and 3. And the mile in 2:08 and 3. And we're all set now for this afternoon's featured 9th race, a field of 7 going for a purse of $1,500. We have Rosin N with Steve Mason, Falden Lord with Jody Hennessy, Glengal Galaxy and John Davidson, Odd Joe with Ronnie Gass, Jim and I Jewel and Tom Mason, Spinnin' Dandy with Wally Hennessy, and Repeat Power with Mike Doyle. Here they come. There off Glengal Galaxy and Odd Joe battling for the lead, and Odd Joe shows on top on the outside with Glengal Galaxy racing second. Rosin is racing third. Repeat Power up fourth on the outside. Then Falden Lord, Jim and I Jewel, Spinnin' Dandy trails. Going on to the quarter, it is Odd Joe, and thick goes Glengal Galaxy out from second. He's on top again. Glengal Galaxy with Odd Joe racing a second. Rosin his third. Repeat Power his fourth. Falden Lord fifth. Jim and I Jewel, Spinnin' Dandy trailing the reply the opening quarter, 30 2/5. Round the top turn, pacing on top, it is Glengal Galaxy. Then Odd Joe is second. Rosin in the third. Repeat Power fourth. They swing off the top turn, and here they come through the stretch. They are racing to the half. Pacing on top, it is Glengal Galaxy. Odd Joe is second. Here comes Rosin out from third. Repeat Powers going up on the inside as they go racing by the half. Glengal Galaxy the leader. Rosin on the outside second. Repeat Powers gone to third. Odd Joe is fourth. Falden Lord, Spinnin' Dandy, Jim and I Jewel. They were by the half in 3. Racing by the 5/8 now. Glengal Galaxy. Rosin on the outside. outside, racing hard to second. Odd Joe and Repeat Power. Spinning Dandy, Falden Lord, Gemini Jewel. Racing to the three-quarters, Glengale Galaxy by ahead. Rosin the second. Odd Joe third. Repeat Power fourth. They were by the three-quarters, 134 and 3. Round the top turn, Glengale Galaxy by ahead. Rosin challenging hard second. Odd Joe is a third. Repeat Power. Spinning Dandy, Gemini Jewel, Falden Lord. At the head of the lane, it is Glengale Galaxy. Then Rosin driving up a second. He skipped and he's on the run, and Odd Joe is coming on. So is Spinning Dandy. It is Glengale Galaxy. Here they are. Glengale Galaxy tight for second. Spinning Dandy and Odd Joe with Rosin off stride. The time for the mile, 2:06. And at the wire now, the unofficial winner of our featured ninth race, number 3, Glengale Galaxy, a brown pacing horse. He is 4 years by Brightest Star from Trotwood Jill. Owned by Shirley Davidson and Susan Martin of St. John. Trained by Art Davidson with John Davidson driving. The horse getting his 6th win from 8 tries this year, pacing this afternoon in 2:06. Number 3, Glengale Galaxy with John Davidson. And the result of the ninth race now official. Rosin was 6th. Falden Lord 7th. Glengale Galaxy, your race winner. Odd Joe was 2nd. Gemini Jewel 5th. Spinning Dandy was 3rd, and Repeat Power 4th. Times a quarter, 30 and 2/5. The half was in 1:03. Three-quarters, 1:34 and 3. And the mile in 2. An important date coming up, April the 15th. And sustaining payments are due then for the Roof and Barrio Memorial Stake number 8 and also the Barrio Stake number 9. Stake number 8 is for 3-year-olds to be raced this year. It's worth right now in excess of $14,000. 69 3-year-olds remain eligible for that. The sustaining payment is $40. It is due on the 15th of April. Barrio Stake number 9 to be raced next year. So this year's 2-year-olds. There are 246 remaining eligible for this one. Again, the sustaining payment of $40 due April 15th. Also a sustaining payment due for the first of our early closing events, the R.M. Lawson Memorial. 16 4-year-olds have been named to that. The second payment, the sustaining payment, $50 due on April 15th. And nominating payments for the other 3 early closing events, the Great New Brunswick Trotting Derby, the Maritime Pacing Derby, and the Coca-Cola Classic for 3 and 4-year-olds. They're all due April 15th. So make note of that date, April 15th, an important date if you have horses eligible to these events. Now let's go with our feature. It's cut now to a field of 4. Spinning Dandy, a late scratch. Here's the 8th race. And we're all set for the featured 8th with a field of 4. Approaching the top of the stretch, Laser Scott with Jody Hennessy. Shalom Allison with Stan Nelson. Lady Tricia with Bill Nicholson Jr. Repeat Power with Mike Doyle. Field of 4. Here they come. They're off, and Laser Scott has the lead in the rail with Lady Tricia. Up on the outside, racing on the second, bidding for the top outside of her. Repeat Powers driving on third. And Shalom Allison trails 4th on the rail. It is Laser Scott pacing on top. Lady Tricia racing second. Repeat Power going up on the outside from third. Repeat Power is now second, and he's going for the lead. Laser Scott has it. Repeat Power challenging a second. Lady Tricia has third. Shalom Allison's racing a 4th, and they were by the quarter, 30 seconds. Swinging around the top turn, Laser Scott leads a length and a half. Repeat Power has second. We go back 3 lengths to Lady Tricia. She is racing 4th, and Shalom Allison trails a 5th as they swing off the turn, come on through the stretch and race to the half. Up front, Laser Scott. Repeat Power has second, and here comes Shalom Allison up on the outside, racing on to third, but he is taking cover. Lady Tricia's racing a 4th as they go racing on by the half. They were by the half and 2 and 4, and around the turn they go driving now to the 5/8. Laser Scott shows the way. Repeat Powers racing a second. Shalom Madison is third. Lady Tricia fourth. They're by the 5/8 now, and it's on to the 3/4. It is Laser Scott and it goes Repeat Power out to challenge. He's lapped on the leader. They're neck and neck, and on the outside, Repeat Power gets a nose in front. Laser Scott is second. Shalom Allison racing a third. Lady Tricia is fourth. 3/4, 1:35. Repeat Power moves out now a length and a half. Laser Scott is second. Shalom Allison is a third. They come by the 7/8 and they swing for home. It is Repeat Power. He's out now but two. Laser Scott, Shalom Allison coming on. It is going to be Repeat Power. Shalom Allison at the line. It is Repeat Power. Shalom Allison, Laser Scott, and Lady Tricia. And the time for the mile, 2:05 3. And parading now, the unofficial winner of the 8th race, number 4, Repeat Power. A proud pacing horse. He is 4. He's by Power Baron from Innocent Affair. Owned by Brian Foster at Mike Doyle of St. John, trained and driven by Mike Doyle. The horse scoring his second winning trip this season tonight, 2:05 3. Now the result of the 8th race now official. Laser Scott was third. Shalom Allison second. Lady Tricia fourth. Repeat Power, your race winner, Spinning Dandy Scratched. Times quarter, 30 seconds. The half, 1:02 4. 3/4, 1:35. The mile, 2:05 3. Of 9 approaching the top of the stretch. There's Hummer Garment, Bill Nicholson, Le Bouvier, Steve Mason. Golden Follow with Jill Barrio. Ulster Prince and Jody Hennessy. Glengall Kenina, John Davidson. Arbor Coaltown with Dan Hennessy, Yankee Sealster Tom Mason, Legitimate Power Mike Doyle, Bayside Quinton, Wally Hennessy. Here they come. Lear off an Ulster Prince quickly goes to the top, and Hummer Garment is racing a second. Bayside Quinton gets up on the inside, now third. Legitimate Power's on the outside. He's racing fourth. Right behind him, Yankee Sealster fifth. Then Le Bouvier, Golden Fellow, Glengall, Kenina, Arbor Coaltown trails. Up the backstretch, they race on to the quarter. Ulster Prince on top by 2. Hummer Garment is second. Then Bayside Quinton racing third. Legitimate Powers on the rail. He's fourth. And Yankee Sealster up on the outside, driving on. He gets to fourth. Is going on as they race on by the quarter. 31. Swinging into the top turn. Ulster Prince but 2. Hummer Garment second. Bayside Quinton. Yankee Sealster's on the rail with cover now fourth. Legitimate Powers fifth. Then Le Bouvier, Golden Fellow, Glengall, Kenina, Arbor Coaltown. Through the stretch they come. They are racing to the half, and Yankee Sealster's on the run. Up front it is Ulster Prince, and here comes Hummer Garment up and at him. Bayside Quinton moving third with cover. Then it's Legitimate Power racing a fourth. They were by the half and 2. Then Le Bouvier, Yankee Sealster, Glengall, Kenina, Golden Fellow, and Arbor Coaltown trailing. Going to the 5/8, it is Ulster Prince a half length. Hummer Garment driving hard second. Bayside Quinton's on the run, but back pacing. Legitimate Power is at third. Hummer Garment takes the lead. Ulster Prince is racing second. Bayside Quinton up on the outside, a strong third going on to second. Legitimate Power closing, or Le Bouvier closing it on the leaders fourth. 1:33 3 by the 3/4. Around the top turn, Hummer Garment, Bayside Quinton's on the run again, but he's back pacing. They come to the 7/8. They're by that marker now. It is Hummer Garment, Bayside Quinton, Le Bouvier driving third. Ulster Prince, Legitimate Power. It is going to be Hummer Garment, Bayside Quinton. Here they are, and at the line it is Hummer Garment, Bayside Quinton, Le Bouvier, and Legitimate Power. The time for the mile, 2:05. And parading now, the unofficial winner of the 8th race, it is number 1, Hummer Garment. A black pacing horse, he's 9 years, Bemai from Strutting Stuff. Owned by Bill Nicholson and Ellen Blakeney of St. John, trained by Bill Nicholson Jr., with Bill Nicholson Sr. driving. The horse getting his first winning trip this season, pacing at 2:05. And the result of the 8th race, now official. Hummer Garment, your race winner. Le Bouvier was third. Golden Fella 8th. Ulster Prince was 5th. Glengalcanina 6th. Arbor Coaltown 9th. Yankee Sealster 7th. Legitimate Power 4th. Bayside Quinton 2nd. Times the quarter 31 seconds, the half 102.